Welcome back to Positive Gamer, where we help gamers live the life they deserve. If you believe in positive gaming, if you believe in living a more balanced life, then hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and we'll bring you more videos just like this. Today, I want to talk to you about how I became a full-time gaming content creator. I want to share with you my journey, and I don't want to share with you my journey in order to brag or to say, hey guys, look what I've done. I hope that in going through my journey here, there are things that you can take. There are parallels that you see as you're going through your journey. If you're someone trying to create gaming content, if you're trying to do it full time, if that's the dream for you. I hope that this inspires you, and I hope that you see my journey, and wherever you're at in the journey, that you think to yourself, hey, I can do this. So 6 years ago, I started an Xbox podcast called the X1 Bros. Now, how the podcast came about is I was actually doing a podcast before this. It was just a private one. It wasn't super big or anything. It was because I was trying to get into graduate school. I was trying to get into graduate school for public policy, so I was doing a podcast on public policy. It was very boring. You don't need to know the details. But eventually, I decided that I did not want to go to graduate school, so I didn't. Best decision of my life, by the way. Didn't want. It's just not me. That's not who I am. And so I was sitting there and I was thinking, I really enjoy this podcast thing, but I'd like to do it about something fun, something that I really enjoy, a hobby that I have. It was about 3 months before the Xbox One came out, before the launch of the Xbox One. And I got together with my cousin and my brother and I said, guys, the Xbox One is coming out. There are no Xbox One podcasts. We all play this. We all love it. There's only Xbox 360 podcasts. So if we jump on this, we could be able to make a name for ourselves. Maybe we could have a successful, fun podcast and influence people. The X1 Bros was born. It's a podcast about positive gaming and Xbox One. Been doing it for 6 years now. About 2 years ago, we did the podcast. We did it every Friday. We've done it every Friday. A couple of times we'd have to do it on Thursdays, but every Friday we set aside, this is the time we're going to do the podcast. And that consistency really helped us out. Then about 2 years ago, Beam came along. Now, we had kind of dabbled in with Twitch when the Xbox One first came out. We had streamed some games because it was the first time you could do it straight from your console. You didn't need OBS. So we had dabbled with that, but we had really never streamed consistently. We had really never jumped into streaming. The podcast is what we were about. Beam came about. Microsoft purchased Beam, and we thought to ourselves, well, guys, Microsoft owns Beam. We're an Xbox podcast. This seems like a very natural fit. Beam later became Mixer, what you know today as Mixer. And how it started is we all tried to start streaming at first, but due to schedules and stuff, we just couldn't do it. So I said, guys, I can stream first thing in the morning, consistently, before I go to work. And I think we should try to get partnered here. This is a good opportunity for us. So every day before work, I would stream from 5:30 to 7:30, and then I'd drive to work. And I did that for 3 solid months. And then we were finally granted partnership with Beam and with Mixer. Then about a year ago, we're doing the X1 Bros podcast. I'm streaming every single morning. We're streaming our podcast on Fridays. We're doing it. We've become partnered. It's going really well. We're growing that channel. But I wanted to do something daily on short form. My thought process here is everything is long form. Everyone's doing 3-hour podcasts, 2-hour podcasts. Why don't we shrink it down? Why don't we do 10 minutes a day? And so Gamer Daily News was born. It's gaming news every single day in under 10 minutes. This started in January of 2019. So it's just over a year ago. I was doing Gamer Daily News, started it up. Then in March, I knew I wanted to be in the gaming industry. I knew I eventually wanted to get there. And so I was on LinkedIn and I was upgrading my profile and stuff. And I came across this app called Clutch. I saw that one of the people, one of the developers, one of the founders over Clutch had looked at my profile. So I just shot them a quick message. Hey, here's my name. This is what I've done. I believe in positive gaming. I like your app. Let me know if there's anything, I can do to help out. Well, they got back to me and said, hey, let's set up a phone call. So we sat down, set up a phone call, and I started working for them part-time. What I would do is after work for a couple hours a week, I would do the back end stuff. So like when people flagged an inappropriate post, I would look at it, or if people would send in tickets, emails with problems, and I would respond to the emails. And I would do that a couple hours a week. So at this point, I'm waking up before work at about 5 o'clock, doing a stream from 5:30 to 7:30, going to work for 8 hours, coming home, working for about an hour each day. Then a few months go by, about 3 months go by, and in talking with Clutch, they knew I did a podcast, the X1 Bros. They knew I streamed, and then they found Gamer Daily News, and they they took a look at that. They really enjoyed it, and they set up another phone call with me and said, hey, we'd like you to create content for us full time. And so now I create content full time. I do it for Clutch. I'm a community manager for Clutch. I stream for them, create YouTube videos. If you haven't checked out Clutch-Win, go check out Clutch-Win. It's social media for gaming. It's amazing. When I look back, it was a journey, and it was a long journey. And I think the biggest thing that helped me become where I am today, or get to where I am today, doing what I'm doing today, is honestly consistency. Started 6 years ago. We went every Friday doing the podcast. Learned a ton. There's these steps, right? I learned a ton looking back about podcasting, how to podcast better, how to reach out and get interviews, how to improve, how to grow a podcast, how to create a community, how to associate with that community, how to manage a community. That then evolved into streaming, and that taught me really how to make the most of my time. It also taught me how to talk on camera, how to interact with people online on a one-on-one, instant, live feed. And I did that every day from 5:30 to 7:30 in the morning. I lost sleep. I had to go to bed early. I couldn't stay up late and game, but I wanted it. I was passionate. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to make it happen. I did that every day for 2 years. We have Mixer. We have X1 Bros. We need this third wheel, right? And it was Gamer Daily News. And I wanted to do that every single day. So every single day before I streamed, I sat down and I did the news as a podcast. And then the opportunity finally came for Clutch. And I think it's just consistency and learning step by step, not running before you can walk. And it honestly took each step along the way. There was a lot of success along the way. There was a lot of failure along the way. There was a lot of frustration. But each of those steps, each of those phases was something that I ultimately learned from. And it was something that really helped me grow. And now I'm doing it full time, and I'm still learning. I'm learning a ton. I've learned more since becoming a full-time content creator than the entire past 6 years. It's been amazing. And I make this video not to brag about, hey, look what I've done, look what I've accomplished, because honestly, I'm still at the beginning of this. But I do this to inspire you and to share a little bit with you of my journey, to share with you what it took. It took 6 years of nonstop work. It took 6 years of continually striving. It took 6 years of evolving and adjusting and tweaking and saying, well, I don't think this is working. Let's do this. And I don't think this is working. Let's do this. And oh, this is working. Okay, let's really do this, right? Let's turn that up to 11. And I think there's a lot of people that are right in the middle of that grind. And when you're in the middle of that grind, you don't see the end. You just keep going. You go ahead and you learn and you keep going. You keep going. And then one day it just happens. If I can do it, you can do it. I believe in you. Don't give up. There were lots of times that I wanted to give up. Nobody talks about that, right? Everyone talks about, oh yeah, I did this and then here I am. Nobody talks about the dark days where you're grinding and you're tired and you don't want to get up early and you don't want to go to work and you think, oh, if I didn't have to go to work, I could really do it and I could really make it. And if I was just doing this full time right now, it's just not the way it works. And honestly, if it was, I don't think I would be where I was today. It's the grind that taught me. It's pushing through those barriers, pushing through that negative mindset, right? And say, no matter what it takes, this is what I'm going to do. This is my dream. This is what I want to accomplish. So I hope you guys take something from that. I hope you're inspired by that. You can do it. If you take anything away from this, just take away, you can do it. With hard work, with correct decisions, and with scheduling your time and living a balanced life, I believe in you. I believe you can do it. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, again, please hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel. We've got a lot more great content coming. Remember, if you're not having fun gaming, you're probably not doing it right. I'll see you guys next time.